2024. From unexplained phenomena to chilling encounters, this year has been filled with enough spine-tingling moments to last a lifetime. We're about to explore the top 10 scariest, most unsettling, and downright bone-chilling incidents of 2024 so far. Our journey into the darkness begins on the outskirts of rural Pennsylvania, at the long-abandoned Cranbrook Mental Hospital. Once a place of supposed healing, Cranbrook is now infamous for the troubled souls said to roam its decaying halls. For decades, locals whispered of strange occurrences within the asylum's crumbling walls. Witness one, a group of college students armed with cameras and a thirst for the paranormal, decided to spend the night within Cranbrook's unsettling walls. They hoped to document evidence of the spirits rumored to haunt the asylum, but what they found was far more terrifying than they could have ever imagined. As the night wore on, the students began to experience a series of increasingly disturbing events. Unexplained cold spots, disembodied whispers, and the feeling of being constantly watched plagued their every move. Faces appearing in windows, objects moving on their own, and unsettling figures lurking in the shadows. At the end of the hallway, bathed in the pale glow of the moon, stood a figure unlike anything they had ever seen. Our next tale of terror takes us deep into the heart of Blackridge Forest, a sprawling expanse of ancient woodland known for its eerie beauty and unsettling history. For centuries, locals have told tales of strange occurrences within the forest's shadowy depths, of unexplained sounds, vanishing hikers, and a palpable sense of dread that hangs heavy in the air. Expert one, the couple, avid outdoor enthusiasts, decided to explore a remote trail they had never ventured on before. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long, eerie shadows across the forest floor, the couple realized they were hopelessly lost. Panic began to set in as darkness enveloped the woods, and the sounds of the forest seemed to transform into something more sinister. Just when their hope began to dwindle, they saw it. In the distance, through the trees, a faint light flickered, but as they drew closer, the light seemed to dance farther away, luring them deeper into the forest's shadowy embrace. Our next story takes us to the rugged peaks of Mount Blackwood, a towering monolith that casts a long shadow over the small town of Ridgewood below. For generations, Mount Blackwood has been a popular destination for hikers and nature enthusiasts, drawn to its challenging trails and breathtaking views. Witness 2. One crisp autumn morning, an experienced hiker named Emily Carter set out on a solo trek up Mount Blackwood. Emily was a seasoned outdoor enthusiast, familiar with the mountain's trails and well prepared for any eventuality. As the hours turned into day and Emily failed to return home, concern turned to alarm. Search and rescue teams were immediately dispatched to scour the mountain, their every effort hampered by the unforgiving terrain and the growing sense that something was terribly wrong. Days turned into weeks, and still there was no sign of Emily. Then, a breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Chapter 4. The Ghost Ship Sighting. Our journey takes us to the North Atlantic, where the icy ocean holds tales of maritime mystery. For centuries, sailors have whispered of phantom vessels, ghostly apparitions of ships lost to the depths.
On a stormy night, miles from shore, the crew of the Seawolf battled treacherous waves. Their radar picked up something impossible. A large vessel appeared on the screen. The captain tried to radio the unknown ship but was met with eerie silence. The crew returned to shore, forever changed by their encounter with the phantom ship.
Chapter 5. The Poltergeist Activity in the Old Mansion. Our next chapter takes us to a dilapidated Victorian mansion perched atop a windswept hill overlooking Willow Creek. The Blackwood Manor, a landmark in Willow Creek, had a crumbling facade under the weight of time and neglect.
The Harper family purchased Blackwood Manor, eager to restore it to its former glory. They dismissed local rumors, but their skepticism was short-lived. Almost immediately, they experienced unexplained events. Objects moved, doors slammed, and whispers emanated from the walls. The activity intensified, escalating from unsettling to terrifying. The once dreamy home became a nightmare, blurring the line between the living and the dead.
Chapter 6. The Creepy Clown Sightings. Our next story takes us to the bustling streets of New York City, where amidst the urban sprawl, a wave of fear and paranoia gripped the city. Witnesses described seeing eerie figures lurking in the shadows, their painted faces contorted in grotesque smiles, their eyes gleaming with an unsettling intensity.
At first, the reports were dismissed as pranks, the work of mischief makers seeking to capitalize on the public's fascination with the macabre. But as the sightings became more frequent and more brazen, a sense of unease began to settle over the city. Social media exploded with grainy images and videos of the creepy clowns, fueling the growing hysteria. The police, inundated with calls, launched an investigation, but the clowns seemed to vanish into thin air, their motives as elusive as their whereabouts.
Chapter 7. Our journey now takes us from the city streets to the vast expanse of the night sky, where a series of unexplained aerial phenomena have left scientists and astronomers baffled.
It began on a clear summer night in rural Wyoming, where a group of amateur astronomers gathered to observe a meteor shower. As they gazed at the stars, their telescopes trained on the heavens, a strange light appeared in the sky. It moved with a speed and agility that defied the laws of physics, darting across the sky, changing direction with impossible precision. News of the sighting spread like wildfire, and soon, reports of similar phenomena began to surface from all corners of the globe. People from all walks of life, from seasoned pilots to casual skywatchers, came forward with their own tales of unexplained lights in the sky. Theories ranged from experimental aircraft to extraterrestrial visitors. But despite numerous investigations and countless hours of analysis, the true nature of these aerial anomalies remains a mystery.
Our next tale of terror takes us to the rusted heart of Detroit, where the decaying skeleton of the Packard automotive plant stands as a haunting reminder of the city's industrial past. Once a symbol of American ingenuity, the factory now lies silent, its vast halls echoing with the ghosts of its former glory. For years, rumors have circulated of strange occurrences within its crumbling walls. People have reported hearing disembodied voices, the clang of machinery long since silenced, and the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. One chilly autumn evening, a group of urban explorers drawn to the factory's eerie allure decided to venture inside, hoping to document its decay and perhaps capture evidence of the paranormal activity that had been reported there. Armed with cameras and flashlights, they stepped through a broken window, entering a world frozen in time. As they made their way deeper into the factory's bowels, the explorers couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Our next story takes us to the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, a region steeped in Native American lore and whispered tales of creatures that lurk in the shadows. For generations, locals have spoken of a mysterious being that inhabits the woods, a creature that defies easy categorization, a nightmare brought to life. The hikers, experienced outdoorsmen, were deep in the wilderness, miles from civilization, when they came across a clearing unlike anything they had ever seen. The trees were twisted and gnarled, their branches reaching towards the sky like skeletal fingers. The air was thick with an unnatural silence, broken only by the sound of their own breathing.
The footprints were massive, easily twice the size of a man's, with long, sharp claws that dug deep into the ground. As we followed the tracks, we couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched, that something was stalking us through the dense undergrowth.
Our final tale of terror takes us to the quiet suburbs, where a chilling urban legend has transformed from a cautionary tale whispered around campfires into a terrifying reality. For years, children in the town of Oakhaven had whispered about the Vanishing Man, a shadowy figure said to snatch people from the streets, their disappearances shrouded in mystery. Most dismissed it as a spooky story, meant to keep children in line, but when teenagers started vanishing without a trace, the legend took on a sinister new life.
At first, we assumed our friend had simply taken a different route home, but as the hours turned into days and our calls went unanswered, panic set in. The police were called, but their investigation yielded few clues. The town of Oakhaven was gripped by fear, the once peaceful streets now shrouded in suspicion and paranoia. It had become a chilling reality, a stark reminder that sometimes the things that go bump in the night are all too real.
So there you have it. The top 10 scariest incidents of 2024 so far. Which one kept you up at night? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more spine-chilling stories just like these.